to see how loud the room can be? Can we please make some noise for our sacrificial poets? The team from Kensington!
Hi everybody, I'm Fantasia.
I'm Juan. I know, it's my first time.
Good for me to say this now. If it's your first time, when you go up there, make sure you say it, okay? Right after you see your name.
Have you ever been surrounded by the dark and need a little bit of light? Have you ever felt like you're crawling when you could take flight? Have you ever felt like jumping when have you ever felt like life is jumping you when all you have to do is fight? Have your mind never felt so crowded with so many thoughts it feels tight? Have you ever felt like you make no difference, so you sit back and you make an inference?
I feel like I'm not wanted, like I'm just anybody. My guy that trying to kick me out, he got me stressing. Got me running to the park to smoke session after session. What's he trying to do, make me learn my lesson? Well, here's my confession. You not my dad, you make me want to leave. I want to be out here as free as these trees. Making me feel like I'm falling apart like these tree leaves. Seeing this man make me want to fall to my knees, telling God, oh, why does this man have to be so mean? Begging, please get me out of here. Being here is going to get me nowhere.
If I say what I thought, I might get punched in the lip. See, my mind is drowning. I need a big boat like a ship, or maybe my mind is an ocean, and I might need a therapist to take a dip. I mean, I'm not crazy. I just think a lot. And if I say what I thought, some people might think I'm throwing shots.
I got a lot of things running through my head. I just feel like nobody will understand my pain. I feel like crying every day, but I don't want to seem like a lame. I put on a fake smile so everybody won't see that I'm actually hurting on the inside. I've been through and seen so many things that a kid should never see. I want to be happy, show my mama on the other side of me, but it feels like it's impossible for me. Then people wonder why I run off somewhere. Sometimes I wish I was never born. It gets to be too much. People don't understand why I act the way that I do. Well, I'll tell you, I was only 12. I get told I'm a bad influence, that I'm going to get nowhere in life, or that I'm end up in jail like my dad. Not a lot of people know what it's like to wonder if you're going to eat today or if you're going to suffer. If you're really safe where you lay your head at. If this is the final place to keep the bed at. I had to grow at a young age. I had to watch over my little brother while my parents were both locked up. I was only 12. Why at 12 I was forced to sit at a table and bag up crack? I had to sell to eat and put clothes on my back.
My mama said we moving back down the way. I just stared at her and looked at her with a blank face. We moved out of there to do better, but she just putting us right back in the gutter. I swear I'm gonna work hard and stack my bread to get a better place, because moving back down there is dead. See, living down here can change you. It could turn you into a mad fool without any clothes and any damn food. I'm not ready for all these addicts to ask me to spare my change. If I spare my change, would you change? Living down here is like being in a black hole, one way in the train, no way out the drugs. All these crackheads creeping me out with their mouth all dry like they was in a drought. See, living down here can scare you. Can't you see what I'm going through? Living down here can mentally destroy you. Have you ever wanted to get out that sunken place? Mind's gonna blink, now my brain's erased. Tired of looking death face to face.
Have you ever wanted to stop adulting? Play with your friends and not worry about nothing? Looking at my life now, man, it's wild. It's like I never got a chance to be a child.
Give it up for Kensington, everybody. Starting everything on. Now, as a reminder how it works, everybody in the audience knows every round 2 teams will be eliminated. Every round 2 teams until we have 2 at the final, and then we'll have a champion. Every team is guaranteed 2 performances. So there'll be a consolation round if you haven't had a chance to do 2 performances, okay? We have our first team. How you cheer for this team will set the tone for the rest of the afternoon. Make some noise. Starting us off, the team from MCS.
I'm Reggie.
My name is Lataj Carter.
Politics.
A never-ending battle between liberals and conservatives.
But left and right will never tell you what the true motive is. Republicans are always telling women about the immorality of aborting kids.
But have absolutely absolutely no clue what a cervix is.
Live by the Bible, die by the Bible.
Because subserviency to sexual slavery and sacrifice will suffice.
And if you were living in the Middle East 2,000 years ago, you didn't have melanin. You were as pallid as vanilla ice. Want proof? Huh? Jesus Christ.
Oh, Donald.
Senor Trump
The sensitive man with a small fry.
doesn't even know the difference between HPV and HIV.
But he gets those Twitter fingers.
Ooh,
You might get bodied by
boy, you gonna get effaced.
But let's get something straight about the environment, though.
Even if global warming didn't exist like the Republicans claim,
It's not important to make sure your grandchildren can actually breathe amidst vortices of smog and methane in about 30 years.
but wait, bro, wait. It doesn't matter.
What you mean?
Because nobody can hear you over all that oil money, that big money, that create a fake war and destabilize a conglomerate of countries.
Artificially create terrorist groups that will become enemies in a couple years.
Type money.
What about Democrats, though?
Oh, the politically correct.
Yeah, I hear they're taking a stand and making changes for everyone.
Hardly.
Incorporating race into arguments.
Labeling anyone who doesn't agree with them a racist.
It's easy to name call. Excuse me. It's easier to name call without open minds seeing the other side. I heard about Hillary, though. What
Oh,
famous
Hillary
on?
Clinton, man. Hillary Rodham Clinton. She loved the African American LGBTQ communities.
But calls young black men super predators and openly disagrees with marriage unless you're straight circa 2008.
Ironic. She couldn't even keep her email straight.
Oh, but wait, let's talk about guns, though. I hear about guns. I hear they go, do, and daddly, ooh. Liberals swear that every gun owner is a nut job living in the sticks.
And they don't even know what the AR and AR-15 means.
Jeez.
So, why do politics suck?
Because we live in a nation where political affiliation is divided between two parties with no alternation.
Because we live in a country where we had to actually choose between the lesser of two evils.
Because we live in a country where we cannot talk about politics without escalating into a virulent, abrasive, and asinine argument about
Leotards
and
conservatives
that leads to nowhere.
Nothing.
Or nothing. I mean,
same thing. But why should 180 million people be livid about a president of opposing political ideology? I don't even know. I don't even pay taxes.
Give it up for MCS. Very good, very good. Welcome to the stage, the team from Academy Park.
Hi, my name is Nadia.
Hi, my name is Corey.
Hi, my name is Kayla. And we are Poetic 101. One voice, one heart, one mind. Hands rough and calloused, warm and pale.
His, I can see the veins on the top, breaking the surface like mountain ranges. He was built like rocks, an immovable and unimaginably strong force, a force to be reckoned with.
But Mom said when I was born, a dam broke into the mountain, and water fell down the craggy face of it, and rock never seemed so soft.
Sometimes I tried scaling the mountain. I found parts of it that weren't so solid, parts that rained beer caps and prescription drugs that tumbled down the cliff.
The mountain in rare moments rumbled, shook with deep laughter, and whispered, I love you. Long after you've fallen asleep when you can't hear,
But I could hear. Mountains grow fragile with age. This I've come to learn. Mountains don't always stand tall. There are rock slides and earthquakes.
Tell me, how can I stand tall and stable when the very mountain I use to support is breaking down and crumbling?
I remember the beeps on the monitors, the anxious stares on the mountains that were there for a different reason, rising and falling with the rise and fall of the heartbeat.
Then the mountain fell.
Right before my eyes.
I wanted to run so far away. But what am I to do? I am still only a pebble, smooth, unworn, and unscathed.
The mountain in current time leans over a cane with dirty tennis balls on each of its feet.
That he likes to take off and go to each of his dogs despite how much it imbalances him.
Despite the great fall of the mountain, he still sits in his chair, Surrounded by the smell of gasoline and rusty metal, he drinks 2 beers a day, 1 in the morning and 1 at night.
He is the same mountain from all those years ago, but somehow softer.
I hate being so far from my mountain. I never know when it will cave in, but before it does, I would like to hold the hands of the ones worn with years of hard work. I tell him I'm scared of a world without my mountain, that I need his unseen but still felt support.
I want to hear his rumbly laugh. I want to hear him say,
I'm not going anywhere, monkey. I'll always be here for you.
Silence ensues. All is quiet.
he will speak again.
You need to know that even when I'm gone, you don't have to worry. You're tough as nails already, tough as a rock. When I become mountain, I will not forget my roots.
I will not be ignorant to the struggle of the mountains I came from.
Mountains, they are made by coincidence, maybe fate, shift of tectonic plates, who knows?
But we all know, mountains are not born.
They are formed.
Give it up for Academy Park. Fantastic. Make some noise for our next team, the team from Albany.
I'm Justino.
I'm Cheryl.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, and ensure domestic tranquility. To form a more perfect union, this very perfect union formed with the murders of brothers and sisters, aka betrayal within inside the human race.
If it bleeds, it leads to oppression, depression, a compression of feelings locked away in the hearts of the bleeding bodies of the children that became victims to gun violence.
We are to blame. Establish justice beyond blaming the people who made the gun.
Hashtag get rid of the guns.
When the bullet leaves the barrel, but once it lands.
Hashtag at the shooting range.
Or so other called schools, peace rallies, and neighborhood streets.
Time is frozen, and unlike Elsa, the parents don't want to let it go. Let it go. Tell that to the blood that stains the streets, painting pictures of those children's horrible fates when all they wanted to do was play. But instead, bullets ran free, curving their intended targets, penetrating children's brains.
What do we blame?
The gun that needs a person to pull the trigger.
Who do we blame?
The government, a group of people that follows another group of people's opinions, us. They don't decide our fate. That's the glory of living in a democracy, but it's only glorious if you speak up and act. So, blame.
We are to blame.
Silence is acceptance, and too much talking shows no initiative.
When we say ensure domestic tranquility, what we really mean is killing people without purpose and taking children from mothers, mothers from children, friends from family.
The Constitution says, we the people collectively. So let's work collectively for the people and the children so our streets can remain clean and not red. One bullet can take 1,000 lives. You don't have to be dead to not be alive. Don't turn a blind eye.
We the people are to blame.
Give it up for Almy. I see you, Almy. Good job, good job, good job. Make some noise for the team from Cristo Rey.
Hi, my name is Erica. I'm Manola. Happy Mother's Day to the woman who I was idiota, sin vergüenza, worthless to, but never daughter. Happy Mother's Day to the woman who resented me like I was the man who damaged and left her. You created this pursuit of perfection and laughed when I never reached the expectations that weren't there. I hated you. Especially when it was you who closed the coffin on me when I was dying from depression. You boiled me down to nothingness, and then you would smile at me. The smile of a killer. You murdered my self-esteem. I always wanted to be the perfect daughter, but the perfect daughter was always my sister. In public, though, you were this perfect hero, the victim, the one who had this curse sent upon you, but I was the one who was born because of a rumor.
You were always holy enough to share affection with wine bottles, but never your own children.
I was the miracle child expected to do power so you can become more godlike. And that's why I pulled my own Lucifer. Chose not to be your minion, so you gave me the boot and watched me fly close to the sun in hopes that I will burn. But I'm not Icarus.
I am Ra, God of the sun, and I will burn the impurities out of you, making you more mother than you ever were.
My aspirations lay under the earth, and if you listen closely, you can hear them waiting to crack open the asphalt to show everyone that flowers don't need spotlights to grow.
I sit here, waiting for the day that it dawns on you like the horizon, that you were my bully.
So happy Mother's Day.
Yes, I am a monster, but you created me, so what does that make you?
Give it up. We brought our pens today. Let us make some noise for the team from SLA Beaver.
My name is Anaya. My name is Deja. Act 1, the Goddess of Winds.
Every action has a consequence. You worship me with everything. Gave me your love, your life, your children. Taught them to fear me because you knew fear the storm. You called me the goddess of hurricanes and winds. But the rains I sent to your ancestors weren't enough. Then let the winds of my rage, the rains I once drowned your fathers in. She brought forth the flows of your mother's soul. You dare disrespect me, then I call forth the storm. I, the storm of all storms. At first you see through my mind's eye. It's calmer there, but soon after you will face me. I will come take away everything you've ever loved because you stopped loving me. Remind you of your mistakes. Have your memory be the winds that push you down. No, we'll never let you up. If I put you down, then stay down and obey my every command. Something you forgot to teach the fools you call your future. Your disobedience will not go unnoticed. You've summoned my anger and my revenge will take action. For the storm rages on. My wrathful winds, the deadly song I sing, signifying your final dance. The last steps you'll take on this dance floor called life. A gust of wind comes forth and now.
Give it up. Finally, let's welcome up the team from Pickett.
I'm outspoken. I'm Amaya. I'm Diavian. Hi, I'm Shanira. It's my first time. All rise. The following emotions have been put on trial for committing stress in society, hope, a feeling of trust, a desire for a certain thing to happen. I give you look for tomorrow. I give you to die for her. Even my bad style is good. I sacrifice every single day. A balance of your state of mind. You blame me so you can feel better about yourself. Society has damaged us by causing harm to themselves. Yet here we are, debating who's more at fault. Love. An intense feeling of affection. I run the universe. My name escapes the mouths of millions every day. I am seen everywhere. Never accuse me of being anyone but myself. I've never hurt anyone, swallowed negativity whole, and still managed to be considered nothing but hugs and kisses. Hate. A passionate dislike for something or someone invoking feelings of anger. I didn't ask for betrayal to become my best friend. I found myself dancing with the devil every night because he never seems to disappoint me. He knows how to keep it real even though the truth hurts. Pessimism is a principle, and karma is the key. Not to mention she's also my sister. Peace. I am freedom from disturbance. I am freedom from disturbance, quiet with tranquility, trying to find love, but I am losing my ability. I am not guilty. I do nothing but spread serenity. I spread nonviolent wishes, wrap my arms around hate, and give peaceful kisses. People use me as a greeting, the anti-war movement, the conflict that establishes the lack of conflict, the flower that will never get picked, the thing that will never be missed, because I am right here, and it's not about peasants and how much we think it to ourselves, that we don't realize that we're all victims, and they are the criminals. There's no purpose for a human, no straightforward definition. Yet here we are, paying the price for them. I'm just as guilty as hope. I'm just as guilty as hope, nothing but a dream, yet everyone forget that I could be attainable. I pay unconditional attention to how I hold hands with sacrifice. I admit I can be complicated, my being amorphous, carried from the cradle to the grave, try to mend the cracks and broken hearts, but time continues to defeat me. My complexities get the best of me. I'm just brutally honest, passionate about negativity because I've been hurt so many times, gave love chance after chance and have been left with nothing but broken promises. Love turned my heart cold. The thought of trusting another soul makes my fingertips go numb as if they're not already laced with jealousy, makes my tongue go dry because disappointment has become a trend to me. I bet you didn't know emotions can get anxiety too. Let me tell the truth, I will leave you for the rest. I can and will be the most hurtful. I am the embodiment of love, peace, and hate. When you're desperate, I take advantage. I take advantage of any opportunity. I don't care if you blame me. I will never be forgotten. But Your Honor, where's the jury? Where's the broken society that uses us, exploits our names, and puts us on trial as if we're criminals? We are not here to threat society. Has anyone ever said how we feel, what emotions possess our bodies, how we so often collide with each other, coexisting to please you, to make you sing? So are we truly at fault, or are you, who mixing us together, but blaming us separately?
Give it up for the last team in the first round. Team from Pickett. Okay, joining us in the second round will be SLA Beaver, Academy Park, Pickett, Crystal Lake, and our East and West champions, Palumbo and SLA Center City. Everyone, the loudest applause so far for the teams who were just eliminated. Make some noise for them, everybody. Make some noise for everyone. Those two teams, make sure you have your second poem ready. Those two teams, make sure you have your second poem ready. Academy Park, you're on deck. Coming to the stage, SLA Beaver.
Peace and love. My name is Uncle Mook.
I'm Demo.
Really nervous. Okay. My name is Devin. Love you too.
Act 2. The storm approaches.
A gust of wind comes forth, and now I am here. These temperamental winds alone are unbearable. One wind enraged in heat.
I am the scorching zephyr that burns the skin and bleeds the sky.
The other chilling and nonchalant.
I am the breeze that arises flocks of geese upon the skin.
A feuding turmoil unable to mediate, thus creating me, creating the balance between.
A cold like cold, air sickle to the blood and bone as my tundra breath causes the hardness in one's breast. Wingspan blowing along this land.
My heat from beneath rises, causing blisters to thy feet. As the blow of my breath boils, the essence of life, being left in strife. Thy beats as sweat drips, evaporates, and yet you shrivel up.
The imbalance of hot and cold winds, rapturously swifting and throwing, the vicious love of two only becoming the love of one.
One wind, I being that wind that blows everything in its path.
A hurricane.
My goal being to leave behind a more destructive one with the help of hot and cold winds. Though polar opposites, their love is lethal. They use it as their weapon.
Beware, beware, beware the wrath of the storms and winds. The humans no longer worship us. You must destroy everything within our path. You must feel the wrath of chilling winds.
Everything they are and own must be swiped away
as the winds destroy their crops and sheltering homes.
My gust approaches.
Give it up for SLA Beaver. Make some noise for the team from Academy Park!
Hi, I'm Tanir.
I'm dating.
And I'm Destiny.
I've always been careful with how I think, thoughts or actions, waiting for a reason to retaliate.
That is why I keep mine pure. But purity is a lady in white, whose head is bowed not in prayer,
but to catch the broken net of pearls falling from her hair.
Her neck is heavy from holding the Celtic knot of the tarnished trinity.
The father is dead.
The sun is too.
And the spirit is mourning.
Purity is the ripples in the water that led the lady's path.
Where an immoral man followed and walked like righteous to her closed white lotus
and commanded it to bloom while she was still not ready to pollinate. Purity was extracted, and is the reason why she is now a ghost, and hovers over 1 in 5 women whose purity has been taken.
Who would have thought in the place of purity such wickedness was possible?
But if it was impossible, it must have been a dream, because dreams are in fact possible.
So it is possible that the improbable could have happened,
and it did.
Dreams are the cause of the retaliation.
Sleep causes fear, because in a state of suspended consciousness, wickedness is hidden in the shadows of impure thinking.
Leaving the darkened imagery of what was once holy.
Thoughts cannot rest,
even after a decade of dismissing them.
Thoughts cannot rest,
even after forgiving him. Tears always fall at the thought of him.
Fists clench and flashbacks replay,
and flashbacks replay, and flashbacks replay.
I've always been careful with how I think.
But when the horrifying event is the nexus of your thoughts,
retaliation in the form of tears does not have the patience to wait.
Give it up for Academy Park. Make some noise for the team from Pickett.
My name is Maya. My name is Maya.
Yeah, shawty with them natural things. Let me understand you better. We are the brothers from the block, not your typical boys in the hood.
You know, the ones you've been ignoring because you're worried about them trap
We
boys.
ain't them hood rats that stand in front of the store.
35-cent bag of chip boys that like to call y'all snacks.
You trying to slide my way, let me be your friend, boys.
We are the wholesome boys.
Home cooked meals y'all been waiting for.
Let me rub your feet till you fall asleep. No stress nor pain.
Relief without restraint, boys.
We are the type to touch your souls, not just your bodies.
Do you have a bachelor's in fine arts? Because your aura is like a canvas, and I'm trying to paint our future together.
Sweetheart, I ain't no scrub. The passenger side of my ride is always reserved for you, or the driver's side, because you can do anything a man can do.
And I know you're getting tired of us trying to holler at you.
Call you any old type of John.
We don't mean to offend.
We know your name is Queen.
Gaia.
Goddess divine.
I would capture all the stars in the sky, put them in your eyes just so nothing can shine brighter than you.
You the star beyond the blue.
And you know I walk 1,000 miles
just to know what you go through.
I will show you what a real man looks like, not these hyper-masculated boys you see before you.
All they care about is sex, snap, and tats.
We're the type to actually let you hold our hearts in your hand.
Let you play Russian roulette because we're going in blind.
Ready and willing to lose 1 or all 9 lives.
Ladies, we're what you've been waiting for. So please, give us a chance to show you some poetic justice.
Make some noise for the team from Pickett. Make some noise for the team from Crystal Ray.
Hi, my name is Leona. Thank you. Hi, my name is Simone. This is an average poem. Some words will rhyme like white on black crimes that we see all the time, in which rates only seem to climb. This is an average poem.
I'll mention love. I'll mention love only to refer to the loved ones that we've lost because they fit the suspicious category like a glove. Hello, 911, what's your emergency?
There's this guy on the other side of the street. He doesn't look like he's carrying anything but his skin. His skin is the color of the dirt that I walk on because in my mind, he is the dirt I walk on.
We can't just let him soil our streets. Just accuse him for something he didn't do so we can take away his life. Because while walking while black isn't a crime, it should be.
Little does little Ollie know without the dirt to nurture the palm trees in her backyard, she'd be at loss of oxygen and wouldn't be able to breathe. This is still an average poem. I, for one, am nothing like the words I've said before. I am not average. I am not your average model on IG. I don't post in my panties so you can follow me.
I am not the most perfect girl in the world, but I'm here modeling for the little black boys and girls.
Dark skin is bad if you believe in stereotypes, but I'm here to show that as dark as my skin is, I still project light.
Give it up for Crystal Ray. Welcome up our team from Colombo.
Hi, my name is Sid.
Hi, my name is Masanji. All rise for the Honorable Judge Waters.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today, we the people are charging Fox News with every possible count of the spread of racist propaganda. In the case of Fox News versus everyone with common sense, we hereby declare that court is now in session.
The prosecution will now make its opening statements and examine its only witness, Fox News. In a world full of fossil fuels, Fox News is the biggest gas leak this country has seen.
Your Honor,
people of the court,
this defendant has seeped through the soiled minds of countless Americans, spreading its disinformation through the jury.
Spectators will absorb what they are handed, even if it happens to be poison. There is a basis of people Fox News tends to hire. Those who would rather report for ratings than for the benefit of Americans, the kind that legitimize Trump instead of criticizing him,
constantly propagating their glittering generalities of their president.
Fox News,
didn't you attack LeBron James with stereotypes about black education?
Didn't you suggest that Congresswoman Waters was on drugs and refers to President Obama as a skinny ghetto crackhead? And you mean to argue that these aren't racially charged comments? Don't these kinds of comments support racist bias?
Continuous discrimination provided by your employees, sheltered by your ethics. Isn't it true that even your own right-wing reactionary representative
resigns from the network because he couldn't stomach the propaganda supporting Trump? These are yes or no questions.
Fox News, you are a pesticide stuck in the roots of blossoming Americans.
Isn't it true that you fully endorse Donald Trump, that you continue to bolster the ego of the supremacy, giving bigots a reason to remain stagnant in their ways of supremacy? America, it's about damn time we hold the media liable
for the ignorance they
shout through airwaves that is broadcast into the lives of people who don't deserve to be
knocked down. It's time mainstream media outlets like Fox News take responsibility for their actions. For the ignorance they shout through airwaves,
they profit off the stereotypes: Bill O'Reilly, xenophobia, Laura Ingraham, racism, Donald Trump. Your Honor, this evidence is evident. We rest our case.
Give it up for Colombo. Make some noise for the last team of the second round. The team from SLA Center City.
My name is Lotus. Hi.
I'm Zoe. I'm Waverly.
I replay that night on shuffle, soaking in the evening's ease,
Bringing myself back to the place where my joy could run free.
That was the last time I soaked in the flavors of my little corner of the Bronx.
Because
on my way home,
the kaleidoscope colors of my laughter were smothered by the sound of sirens.
The night burned red and blue,
sucked the oxygen out of my joy and let it fall like ashes.
Left me charcoal black.
Black was all I had to be to get arrested for stealing a backpack.
Not guilty, but I guess the two ring the same. Both warrant handcuffs and car rides.
When we got to the station, I figured it would all sort itself out.
Instead, I found myself on a boat. Crashes from the East River reverberated against my skull.
Dislodged memories carried through generations. Flashbacks of black-skinned boys like me, stolen from their homes.
Condemned to imprisonment.
Despite their innocence, in prison, I was urged to plead guilty.
But I wasn't guilty.
Soon they'd have to let me free.
But days passed into weeks.
And at some point, the clock seemed to stop ticking.
At Rikers, you didn't live, you survived.
I learned to cover my face, protect what was most dear.
Let go of what wasn't.
I ranked my body parts by importance.
At Rikers, if you didn't get with the program got you.
The first time I attempted suicide and wound together the teeth-torn sheets from the bed of my cell.
The way my fingertips glided over the knots woven of nightmares and tear-stained cotton, I imagined I could pass right through it.
And I knew I had become ghost before ever heaving my last breath.
I knew for the rest of my life I would be searching for my home.
Thought I could follow the length of that noose to find it, but they found me first.
Demons dressed in uniform ripped off the wings I gave myself, welcomed me back to earth with beatings.
Before then, I hadn't known I could become any more broken.
That was 5 years ago. 2 years I've been in the Bronx and I still walk to the rhythm of the line,
keeping my gaze locked to the ground.
I can hear the pop of my jaw hitting linoleum floors.
The backs of my eyelids are permanently painted crimson.
Every blink takes me back to a war zone.
Fists loaded with false power.
Mouths shoot off slurs and spit ammunition in my face.
I still haven't learned how to navigate through the landmines, step on pressure plates and tripwires.
Until barely anything is left of me.
Rikers taught me how to
consider everything on the verge of detonation.
One misstep and I'm locked in solitary.
One misstep and another plate of food is withheld from me.
One misstep and I'm beaten black, blue, and broken by guards and prisoners alike.
Explosions go off around me every time I hear my name.
Khalif Browder, imprisoned for 3 years without trial.
Khalif Browder. Abuse at Rikers Island Prison.
Khalif Browder.
Hammers. Khalif Browder.
Spent nearly 2 years in solitary confinement.
I'm tired of reliving my nightmares,
mistaking every interaction as attack.
I'm tired of living in combat.
I want this war to end, even if that means my life ends with it.
Make some noise for the first team to come up in the consolation round. The team from MCS.
Oh yeah, before we start, I just want to say I'm proud of everyone, you know, for like grinding all year. Can you just start up for that?
Hey, y'all better make some more noise than that. He said he's proud of y'all. He's proud of y'all. That's the spirit we want. That's the spirit we want.
Word. But I'm Shabazz.
Let's see. Testing. Can someone hear me? Anyone? All right. My name is Jeremiah. Perfect. And my name is Josh.
All aboard, passengers. Make way this way, please.
Make haste to health inspections before boarding. Luggage should be carried on the ship through the rear.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the unsinkable, largest, and most luxurious vessel, from which you are used to, that is, the ship of dreams.
So admire your corporation and helping us meet our passenger quota.
You'll be joining us on our journey to the new world.
Everything you know to be true.
The new world will teach you new ways of living.
It is often said God himself couldn't sink this ship.
And I believe it so.
Oh, and you, sir, that very seat you're sitting in, built by Harlan and Wolff, created this entire room after himself.
He made sure our voyages would accommodate 3,547 of us all. God bless his soul.
Don't you know it would be impossible for us to do this without him? Room and board for every man, woman, and child. Sounds delightful. The luxury is still nothing I've gotten used to as of yet.
But for now, it'll do as long as you relax and remain civil.
After all, that is what people like us do.
I thought I told you that only the finest are able to board this majestic vessel. Didn't I tell you that this is the Titanic?
And nothing will be able to sink her on our way to the promised land.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this boat, you'll live like royalty. All you need is a sip of our finest wine, and you'll learn to love the Titanic. This is the juxtaposition between the slave ship and the Titanic.
One remembered because it didn't make it.
Another forgotten because it did.
400 years passed without a word.
And America can't get past an iceberg.
With every submerged iceberg, Titanic.
There's black submerged titanium.
Resilient and unsinkable.
No matter how hard you hit.
You'll always crash and burn.
Your slave ship is our iceberg.
Your racism is our iceberg.
Your oppression is our iceberg.
Your hate only makes the water colder. Equivalence is no longer desired. It is mandatory.
Give it up for MCF. Columbo, you are on deck. Make some noise to the team from Army.
Hello, my name is Anna.
Hi, my name is Nafisa. Beauty is cursed by low self-esteem, artificial things, and judgmental society.
Starting from the cover-ups of our faces, transformation of being something else.
I used to say I hated my skin. I say I look dirty. I used to put on light foundation and eyeshadow just to look light-skinned. I didn't accept myself for who I was.
But we are no longer hypnotized by Mr. Shows trying to prove to others that we are someone someday. We are flawed, but holy beings.
Even while blue eyes look like the ocean skies, or rich blonde hair, or peachy lips, or rosy cheeks, we are holy beings. This is who I am, the global girl with golden brown skin, kinky hair, and a unique accent.
This is who I am, the global girl with beautiful freckles, the global child with unique beauty and wavy hair.
The girl with brown eyes as deep as Earth herself. Who cares whether I'm white or black? I'm beautiful whether you like it or not.
We all have our own beauty. Embrace it, love it with a passion. People praise celebrities. From fashion to rappers to reality show actors, people don't praise themselves.
But all the boys want me to be a Barbie stick figure that I can't be.
And all the girls want me to be Kim Kardashian and Cardi B, but not me.
Well, if you want me this perfect, then why won't you draw me the way you imagine me?
But I'm made in God's image.
According to the Bible, Torah, and Quran.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. We've been the bomb.
We've been the bomb. We shine like the sun and glow like the stars. My skin light the room as golden gems.
And my skin reflects the beauty of diamonds in my soul. Just know that our beauty is naturally infinite.
Just like you, just like she, and just like we.
Give it up for Army, everybody. Kensington, you're on deck. Next up, the constellation round. You better get up for Columbo.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Wynn. This is my second time.
Hi, my name is Charles.
My name is Seth.
Hello.
name is Ibrahim. All right.
They say blood runs thicker than water, but ours is so thick, it chokes through our veins, threatens to clot our development. Family is family, blood is blood, but some blood must be shed.
I was only 5. You sent me to my grandma's house. I watched the back of your head as you walked away. Imagine me not knowing that it will be forever. Imagine me waiting day after day for you to come back. 10 years passed, and each one I relived the pain you put me through. 10 years later, and I found you. Mom, you didn't even have the courage to look me in my eyes, to see what your son, or more like to see what this young man who wasn't good enough to have a mother turned out to be. I guess you could say you had better plans for your time, because you walked away again. But this time, I didn't bother to watch the back of your head.
Dad, last year I bought you a Hallmark card for Father's Day, filled with fancy words that weren't mine. Maybe it would... Filled with fancy words that weren't mine. Maybe it wouldn't mean so much if your son wasn't a poet. I think this year I'll get you a new watch, so when the time we have together runs out, you won't be caught off guard. You were supposed to be my rock, but I can... You were supposed to be my rock, but I can only compare you to a landslide when you crushed me with contempt and control, trampling my individuality to make room for your expectations. Maybe next year, I'll buy you a new pair of sneakers. You always had me under your foot, so they might come in handy.
Questions always rise like your pack of Newports you surrendered your life to. Your corpse entombed 6 feet under, grasping onto your white flag. You dug your own grave, using my childhood as your dirt. Dad, if I meant anything to you, you wouldn't have let your despair spread like cigarette smoke in the air. This isn't a child asking Mom, when's Daddy coming home? This is a man asking another man why his family, why his love, why his little boy wasn't the right to break away from his darkness and just come home. Má ơi, sao bố không có yêu con? Mom, why doesn't Dad love me?
When you told me you didn't want me, I couldn't help but to feel worthless. What was your purpose to you? Our relationship, it wasn't worth it. You simply played the part. Acting out the role of my father, ending displays of affection with a bow to your audience, it was a facade. I was simply an addition to your resume. You directed my life as if it was your script. People say like father, like son. Well, I've always wanted to pursue a career in theater. Hopefully I get those genes. I was your burden, but no more. Allow me to lift that weight off your shoulders. See, I know what it's like to live alone. I could never call that house my home. You've shown love and affection for everyone else to see. You're my father, but you'll never be a man to me. Father.
Dad.
Ba ơi. We are reborn from the ashes of what never was. We made men out of all the things you couldn't be. Call us ungrateful, say that none of this is true, but we earned our right to say that we have grown in spite of you.
Give it up for Colombo! Give it up for bravery, give it up for honesty, give it up for vulnerability. We have one more consolation and then we are in our top 4. One more consolation. Make some noise for a team from Kensington, everybody.
My name's Kiki.
I'm from a place where Picasso couldn't paint a perfect picture. I'm from a place where I seen people trapping just to make their pockets thicker. I'm from a place you talk, you die, so most nights my bedroom was my alibi.
I'm from a place where the nights are longer than the days. I'm from a place where everybody's in aching pain. I'm from a place you sleep all day and work all night. Can you blame a sister for trying to get her life right? I'm from a place where the kids don't play. I'm from a place where the nightmare stays all day. Listen. I'm from a place where you feel like you're stuck. I'm from a place where you start to begin to say, enough is enough. I'm from a place babies have babies. I'm from a place where you wake up high from the night before. I'm from a place where when your life suddenly hits the floor. I'm from a place where the fights aren't fair. I'm from a place where everyone really just don't care. I'm from a place where the fiends have more money than me. I'm from a place where the bullet casings hit the floor daily. I'm from a place where everybody's shady. Nowadays, you can't even call nobody your lady. I'm from a place where you see no, hear no, speak no evil. I'm from a place where they say, when pigs fly, but which one ain't know they got cops in the sky?
Give it up for Kensington. Make some noise for the top four right here. SLA Bieber, you are on deck. Academy Park. Come on up to the stage.
My name is Samir, aka Sergeant Durag.
My name is Colonel Trey. It don't. Oh, wait, okay.
It don't matter where I'm from.
As long as I'm man, they can put a gun in my hands. Color don't matter. As long as I can kill a man in Vietnam with my bare hands.
And bear the burden that they're rewording as an honor, the fight for this country of dishonor. So that's what I'll do.
I'll sleep in hot, dense jungles where I can't tell who's who. I'll kill for you
because they asked me to.
So I'm lying down in that foreign jungle. The night so quiet you could hear a mouse mumble. My senses on high alert. I could sense the moment just before the cookie crumbles.
Then scream so loud it can deafen an atom bombs rumble. I was shot, stabbed, beaten, dragged. They beat me so bad by the end my skin was a tattered rag because they asked me to.
Then the hole, shook me down to my whole soul showing, handcuffed, put me in a hole where I can't sit down but I can't stand up.
Days go by, I swear I'm tough. Weeks go by, maybe it's a bluff. I'll wake up, months go by, suddenly winning this war ain't gonna be enough.
A couple of days later my platoon broke through.
Like an overflow dam, the platoon fights like brothers, so really it's the whole fam.
I was rescued.
Need to get help urgently.
54 surgeries, needles and chemicals overworking me. This war couldn't murder me.
I went through all that because they asked me to.
When I got to the airport, I was spit on. Twice for being black. Once for being a soldier in an unpopular war, I lost control. My body, but my mind was still in that hole. So that's why I tried to put them.
Now I'm dealing with acts that are hateful. Both for our country that turns around and acts ungrateful. We killed though, because you chose us. But when you're home, you beat, arrest, and hold us. Unable to build up. Only equal platoons need to be filled up. We go overseas to kill them, but when we come home, they kill us. Dr. King had a dream, but it didn't transfer what's really happening on that bus. It's like two things you can't avoid, death and taxes. But I believe the fact is, when being black and living in this nation, the third thing you can't avoid is discrimination. We're the issue, but one is to assist you. We live in a sick country, someone give it a tissue.
I fought for a country that never fought for me. Now I have to fight police dogs after I was beaten brutally. I can stand with your brother with a machine gun and get equality. Why can't that be my common reality without the common enemy? It's crazy to me.
We fight together in an army, but as soon as they disarm me, they attempt to harm me. All we're asking for is equality in return for all that you asked me to do for you.
Give it up for Academy Park. Make some noise for SLA Bieber.
Hi, my name is Jayla.
My name approaches. The gust approaches. Realizing that everything beautiful has a consequence.
These winds yell like tortured souls from hell this cold, cutting into us like hot knives cut into butter.
Winds causing rocks to bash through windows like bullets aiming for my life.
I can't help but pray. As the floorboards cave in under our feet, I wish I would have taken time out to talk to God. Too bad clocks don't grant forgiveness. As my kids cling from my ribs.
Mother, your body being my shield, I hide in fright, but you have the mind of a sword.
Swift words, but wind swept us off our feet, being unable to seek refuge in our own home.
I could hear the pound of my heartbeat. Chimes like warning signs in the wind, gently dragging angry tears across our face to remind us that we are warriors.
We were told warriors rise from rubble, cryptic, our spirit passed down from generations.
I had enough faith. But faith can be stitched into wings to fly us safely to your doorsteps, our Father, who are in heaven. I know the winds are loud, but I'm hoping this prayer sends sound waves that are booming.
Please, Mother, promise you'll never let go. We thread pain and struggle through love's needle, but now abusive winds beat our bodies until we are left winded and stiffened from fear,
our Father, who art in heaven. Do storms plague your kingdom as well? Or is this a torment you made just for us? I question you not, God, but please send a sign for our sad eyes.
Mother, the light that shines on the weeping willow tree, it must be a sign from the gods. We seek mercy from thy wrath, the deadly hums I wish not to hear, for my guilt kills me enough. But you forgave those who trespassed against you.
Give it up for SLA Bieber. Make some noise for the team from SLA Center.
My name's Jayla.
Hi, I'm Kimberly. My name's Juliana.
My name's Willow.
It seems that the answers to our lifelong issues have been solved in simple 6-step threads.
We didn't have to go looking for them. They were plastered across our Explore pages,
breaking into our therapy sessions,
barging into our relaxation, blowing over our prescription pill bottles,
begging for our attention.
My name is Self-Care Twitter. I'm here to give you advice on any issues you may be dealing with.
My ADD is acting up.
Oh, you poor thing. Drink some water. It will make you pay attention easier.
My OCD is taking over my life.
Easy. Drink some water. Flush out those anxieties.
I can't deal with my depression any longer.
Just drink.
Hydration can't fix this hindrance in my head.
Like water could cure my anxiety alone, as if there's no need for the prescription pill it's meant to wash down.
I'm already drowning in my own suffering.
Adding more sea to this submersion will tip me over the edge. Easy cures for a bad mood won't fix the fact that I would rather live in bed.
Because I'm afraid of what hides outside. Sometimes I go so long without eating that I forget what hunger feels like.
Just standing takes all of my energy, and every breath is a chore for unmotivated lungs. A stranger on the internet saying they love me does not make me feel loved.
What do you expect if you don't follow my advice? Anyways, have you had enough water today? How about some coconut oil?
Suggesting to
use a face mask.
Won't fix me when this burden is more than skin deep.
Telling me to
avoid sugar.
Won't drop these pounds I've held up for 17 years. Adding up how many times I chew will only subtract from my confidence. Simple solutions for a slipping self-esteem won't solve the fact that I can't stand to see myself in the mirror. Caring for yourself should not warrant tearing your appearance apart. Before finding these answers, I began to see fireworks shimmer on the dark, dismal storm of my flaws, until these basic solutions swarmed the sky.
Well, aren't you moody? Don't fret. Here's a thread of how to be a nicer person. Rainy days are the best for a nice bubble bath. You should be thankful. I only help you so you can feel better about me.
Self-care threads are poisoning people with false hopes of happiness wrapped in distorted packages.
These are 180 character death sentences waiting at our doorsteps.
And we're only one step away from signing off our sanity. In the end, we don't claim to have the answers either. But absorbing the false figures people feed us only hurts us more.
Because healing isn't linear.
It can't simply be solved with snake oil. Besides, we're too intricate for your accessible answers. Selling simple solutions won't work for complex people. Recovery, acceptance, salvation, relief is more complicated than any remedy.
There's one team left. I want lots of noise. There's one team left in the final four.
Everybody's from Gazy Young's just changing the channel. Kendrick Lamar, the people's champion, a manimal for analysts. Career depth.
Make some noise in deep for Pickett.
Hi, my name is Frequency.
I'm Lex. Hi, my name is Julia. Hi, my name is Lenny. She gets off on free bleeding and freeloading, but we've been swimming in blood with our arms open for ages. And then you ask why black people can't swim, and why trans women can't choose, and why we all can't exist on the same accord, as if we are of the same accord. Why be racist, homophobic, or transphobic when you can just be quiet? Why come to a women's march if you don't support all women? And you have the nerve to look at me with a shocked face and ask,
if we're fighting for the same thing, what's the problem?
The problem is that every time you smile, we see our jugular in your teeth. Every time you speak, it sounds like an apology, and you want us to be friends, but I already know your tricks, so I stay ready.
He told me to
settle down.
That my soft voice wasn't meant to reach such octaves as I cry out for a revelation.
He told me that my forearms weren't meant to be raised like guns in defense against common sense.
That my hair wasn't meant to stick to my skin as I sweat alongside my sisters.
He told me that my body was no temple, that my body was not meant to be worshipped. He said any means of protest is a sin, that I can never abort his mission. Little does he know that the body I so graciously allowed him to hold has never been his.
That if he wants to keep things civil, he has to recognize my right.
I've been in love with him for years. He embodied his ancestors.
Grown gods groomed to crush us women down like grapes, with gender gaps in their grins.
I felt his hand curl up my skirt. His misogynistic massage didn't feel good.
It didn't feed my soul like he said it would, because my gender roles were the only thing on my plate.
I was hungry for something more than being perceived as property.
More than an hourglass shape you didn't have time to love, being forced to steer left in a two-way lane because women's rights weren't the best direction for you.
I left him today, and after years of wasting my time, I realized he never actually knew my name.
And that was, and always will be, feminist.
They tried to tell me that I should stick to what I'm good at.
That if my job expanded outside of the kitchen, then it's only worth a quarter of his paycheck.
Based my worth on their ability to domesticate me.
Told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps when they needed someone to hold down the fort.
Then replace them with high heels.
Little do they know the history of women's resilience. Because we learned how to fight in stilettos. We will tear away the patriarchy brick by brick and replace each piece with integrity. So to the fake feminists
who wear their activism like a mask and not like skin.
To the pro-life men
who believe my body be nothing but a carrier.
To the sex men
who try to devour my womanhood whole.
To the society
that try to diminish our existence into nothingness.
Know that we speak for all women who are forced to swim to the land men dominate, not knowing that we are the goddesses that created this world. We will gain our potency so that when you try to swallow us, we will create a fire in your stomachs. Through the pain and tears and criticism and heartache, we will rise up to show those who doubted us that we run the world.
Give it up for Pickett. Hey, make some noise for Academy Park, everybody!
Hi, my name is Miyatu.
My name is Lamont.
Cancer.
Growth caused by the uncontrolled division of abnormal cells, hers.
Were first relatively small
and contained in the organ of her stomach.
Her body was its soil. The soil that held the cells nourishing the tumor that collectively agreed to become cancer.
She was plant, a living organism, growing in a terminal illness, watered by that developing tumor, nourishing the same seed, sprouting the roots that grounded her to her deathbed.
Cancer
grew larger, visits grew longer.
Death's due dates bloomed closer.
But how could one seed become fruit? My grandmother's name wasn't Eve. God punished that serpent cancer circling surrounding tissues, piercing her throat with thorns,
blocking her ability to eat her own fruit.
Each meal was later fed through a tube. She was already treed in stage 3.
Sunlight shone on the news that things wouldn't improve.
How did she manage to collect enough ATP to form a smile?
Wasn't all of that energy consumed during chemotherapy? How did she manage to bless us with a nectar so sweet?
Releasing her glucose to members of our worried family, even in her condition.
After she gave her all to the disease,
she was still willing
to be our oxygen, enabling us to breathe. If Shel Silverstein was her God, she might have still been among the living.
But the God she believed in allowed cancer to become secondary.
I gave her a chrysanthemum.
But at her funeral, there were lilies. I still can't fathom how I was the only one that did not get a flower to make my final peace with the women who embodied it.
I still can't fathom how such a dreadful ending could be watered down by such an intense beauty.
Give it up for Academy Park. And our last team of the evening, make some noise for Pickett.
My name is Avery. It's my second time though, but all right. Gone. Somewhere far away, somewhere secluded from all the misconclusions we were taught to live by. What happiness in life has to be on standby. Some things I just can't get by. The fact that our minds are trained to give in to society's limitations, that's a false accusation. Because I know there's no limit to my mind, but isn't it deceiving? They say life is all about conceiving and believing. But who's really there when you're in a loss with no found, already in the end with no beginning, moving down the path, no road direction, going back and forth, left and right. But then there's my conscience, telling me that all this is nonsense. Just kill it with kindness. Just follow your path to the future they never have. Gone. Somewhere around our great minds that think alike. They want to see peace and love to the fullest potential. The judge-free zone, letting our children free roam. In the streets of infinite positivity. They want to seek. Judge-free zone. In the streets of infinite positivity, teaching the youth that togetherness can be heavenly, pulling us together so we can live freely.
In third place, the team from SLA Center City. Fantastic, fantastic. Drum roll please, drum roll please. In second place, the team from Pickett. And for this last one, when I say first year, you say first place. First year.